Hey! Hi, how you doing? This is Ryan, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. Now, in a moment, I'm gonna play a few clips from some video games. These clips contain moments from games that are emotionally powerful, story critical, that are raw and human, and will be some of the foundational pillars of the argument I'm going to make with this video. So, spoilers for the following games, and feel free to skip this part of the video to avoid spoilers. It's not 100% necessary to watch this part of the video to understand the case I'm going to be making. It's just additional and helpful context to help understand my perspective better. Now let me showcase to you some of the tremendous voice acting that can be found in video games.
So it was you. I trusted you, Black. I gave you work and paid you well. And this is how you repay me. After all we've been through together. Everything that happened to my family. To Grace. It was all because of you. My own employee. Well, you're not so imposing a figure now, are you, Mr. Black? Nothing but a vegetable in my basement. I could do whatever I want, and there would be nothing you could do about it. Well, fuck you, Black. Fuck you to hell. You were dead when you came in here, and there's no way I can let you go now. You were the architect of my downfall. Perhaps ending you is a mercy I will come to regret. I will find out in time. Goodbye, Cole Black.
Doctor, I'm getting some very strange readings. Extreme caution advised. You never focused on what was important!
Grace? Grace, is that you? I understand now. I understand everything. I know you're there. I know you're watching.
You had it all backwards!
I know. My child, I know I did. Grace, can you hear me?
You had a family that loved you!
Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me.
How could you get it so wrong?
Grace, shit. Grace, if you can hear me, I'm going to show you some things, okay? I'm going to show you how all this came to be. Your mother was right. This was all my fault, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me help you understand.
I get it now. This is all because of you.
Grace, please.
You let us all down. You put your creation before your family. You let me down.
I know. I was a fool. Please, give me a chance to explain.
I needed a dad. Where were you?
Let me show you.
This is just fucked.
What are you talking about?
People died back there. Not just soldiers and civilians, but Gould. Our best chance of getting out of this hellhole.
Calm down, Lugo. There's nothing we could have done.
Don't tell me to calm down. We got no idea what the fuck we're doing here.
Yeah, you're right. Putting your faith in Gould, you are fucking clueless. Man, I'm through with this shit.
Fuck you! At least I'm doing my job. You're the one who's fine, just sitting back, waiting for things to unfuck themselves.
You think I like watching these people die, huh? You think I won't carry this shit to my fucking grave?
Stand down! Both of you! Stand the fuck down! The fuck is wrong with you two? We're in the middle of a fucking war zone, and you're fighting in the dirt like a couple of goddamn kids! You are Delta operators. Fucking act like it! All right then. We good?
Yeah.
Lugo!
Yes, sir.
Good. Now let's keep moving.
I'm ready to do this. See you back home in a few days?
You will not find me there, Aloy. Here. Take this, too. Remember.
Why are you talking like we'll never see each other again? No. No!
You should be with the tribe. And I will always be an outcast.
But I told you, I have that figured out. I'll come to you in secret. I'll be the one breaking the law, not you. You don't even have to talk to me.
This attachment to me will only hold you back. It's my wish that you embrace the tribe. You've lived in isolation long enough.
Until now, I didn't.
For your sake, I must go where you will never find me. This is goodbye.
No, it's not. You taught me how to track. Wherever you go, I can follow.
Not this time.
This time. And every time. I'll be wearing this when I find you.
May All-Mother bless you, Aloy.
And you.
Wasn't all of that just absolutely brilliant? A display of true talent, artistic creations, narrative experiences brought to life through the power of passionate and meticulous directing, writing, music composition, programming, and of course, voice acting. Now imagine all of these scenes from all these games that I just showed you, but now with no voice acting, no fully voiced dialogue. Now it's all text. Text-only dialogue that you had to read. Oof, eh? Yeah, I think it would be fair to say that all these scenes from these games would lose so much of their weight, their impact, their resonance with the absence of voice acting. Which is why I want to present the argument, which is why I want to present the case with this video, that dear video game developers around the world, whether you're AAA or indie, you need voice actors in your video games. Please add voice actors to your video games. You see, time and time again, I encounter genuinely good, interesting, innovative video games that, while being all these positive things I just described, needlessly hold themselves back from being of a higher quality and attracting more people into buying these products. I don't mean to be rude. I appreciate well-written dialogue as much as the next person, but I don't play video games to read for hours and hours. If I want to read for hours and hours, I'll just pick up and read a book. It doesn't matter if it's a visual novel, a lengthy RPG, a side-scrolling adventure game, whether it's AAA, AA, indie. If you have a story in your game that consists of dialogue, whether it's narration or conversations between characters, it is only beneficial to have your game be fully voice acted. It makes your game more engaging, more memorable, more appealing. Some personal examples. Spiritfarer, undeniably a great video game, really well made. I know it's well written, I know it has a good story, I know it has great characters, but the lack of voice acting just kills my desire to play this game. Hours upon hours of the Spiritfarer experience is reading dialogue. Character-driven, emotionally powerful dialogue. Those of you that have played Spiritfarer, that love Spiritfarer, would it not be a fair argument to make that many of the most powerful scenes and moments from this game would have only been improved, more impactful, had the characters, had voice actors, had this dialogue been fully voice acted? Can't you see it? The beautiful meshing of visuals, music, writing, voice acting, all coming together to make the greatest moments of Spiritfarer even greater? If Spiritfarer was fully voice acted, I would buy this game and play it from start to finish in a heartbeat. Just consider the best possible outcome for Spiritfarer with voice acting. You get some of the most talented men and women to voice these characters, to bring them to life in a new way, putting their heart and soul into selling these emotional moments, and just imagine the brilliant payoff. Now let's switch it up. Let's consider one of the most popular, one of the most beloved video game franchises of all time, Mass Effect. Now, would Mass Effect be nearly as popular, nearly as successful if there was no voice acting? Would the Mass Effect games be nearly as good, as memorable, if instead of listening to voice-acted dialogue, having voice actors portray, no, embody these characters? Instead, having the Mass Effect trilogy of games consist of you reading text, reading dialogue for hours upon hours. Come on, let's be honest with ourselves, let's be realistic. The voice acting is one of the most critical elements of the Mass Effect games. If it wasn't for the voice acting, the Mass Effect trilogy of games would not be as ingrained in popular culture, in science fiction in general. The voice acting is an essential part of the Mass Effect experience. It's a lesser game without it. Switching it up again, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Please tell me I don't need to explain why this is awkward as fuck, right? I mean, the animations and physical movements of the characters, how they move their mouths and no sound comes out of them. Hours upon hours of the Pokemon Sword and Shield experience is just the player reading line after line of dialogue, while watching these characters awkwardly, silently emote to one another. And this game is being developed by Game Freak and published by Nintendo, some of the wealthiest companies in the world. This is a Pokemon video game, one of the most profitable and popular video game franchises in the world, but they can't foot the bill to hire a bunch of voice actors to actually voice these characters? I mean, you don't have to look very hard online to see that there is a pretty significant demand to have voice acting in the Pokemon games.
Anyway, nice to meet you. Name's Sonia. What does he think I am? He's always got his head in the clouds. It's no wonder he gets lost all the time. Oh, looks like you've got a Rotom phone. Hey there, Rotom! Rotom phones are handy little things, aren't they? They've got a map and a navigation tool. That said, Leon still gets lost, so... Oh, sorry. So tell me, do you know a lot about Pokemon?
Oh, what a nice-looking girl.
What are you staring at, you wee pushkin? We gonna have a fucking Pokemon fight or what?
Oh no.
Oh, honey, who the fuck does she think she's having a wee
She's
Scottish.
I think I've made my point with this one. Switching it up yet again, The Last of Us. Do I even need to say anything here? I mean, The Last of Us, it would be a completely different game without the voice acting. It would be a lesser game. It's a fair claim to make that the voice acting in The Last of Us is one of the primary reasons for that game's status. Hell, I can keep going. The Uncharted games, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, the Dragon Age games, the Borderlands games. My god, what would the Halo games be without Jen Taylor as Cortana? Do you think Telltale's The Walking Dead is as beloved as it is because of the gameplay? Don't make me fucking laugh. It's the performances, it's the voice acting, and you know it. I don't want to hear any anti-voice actor bullshit, any voice actor hate. The facts speak for themselves, you know I'm goddamn right. Now, imagine some of your favorite games that don't have voice acting. Undertale, Outer Wilds, Hollow Knight. Just think of some of your favorite characters, some of your favorite moments from those games. Be honest with me and tell me that you haven't at the very least considered the possibility, the positive outcome of those games being fully voice acted, of your favorite characters being given a voice, to have them be given even deeper character development, to hear the emotion, their tone, in the way they speak and convey themselves. Good voice acting is so powerful and it can add so much to an experience. Now, I'd like to believe that most video game developers realize this, which is why we see an abundance of voice acting in video games, but it makes it all the more jarring when certain video game developers and certain video games kind of half-ass the voice acting, particularly when it comes to Japanese video game developers and Japanese video games. Examples including Nier Automata, where there are hefty chunks of the game that are story-critical, important character development moments, just dialogue that isn't voice acted for some reason, but in the very next scene they'll play a fully voice acted cutscene. It's very jarring. A game that's even more severely guilty of this, Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom. I love the game. It's a great game, but it's so bizarre how there are hours upon hours, like a huge chunk of the game, like the majority of the dialogue isn't voice acted. And it's so strange, particularly in moments of the game where cutscenes will jump back and forth from being fully voice acted to being totally silent and you having to read text in the same scene.
Puh.
Then I'll put an end to war and misery. I'll unite all the kingdoms in peace.
What's that now? Not just a king indeed, but the king of the whole blessed world, eh, lad?
What the? Have they called yet? What the hell is this?
Again, Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom, fantastic video game, highly recommended, I love it, but the overall experience is compromised in a way. It's a lesser experience because the developers refused to commit to having the game be fully voice acted. I mean, you hired these voice actors for a reason, didn't you? I mean, let them do their damn jobs. The Japanese can be really fucking strange at times with the implementation of voice acting in their games, which I would argue ends up with compromised experiences, games that could have been better, like good games that could have been even greater had they not half-assed the voice acting. Now, I don't want there to be any misunderstanding here. I'm not saying you can't make a video game without voice acting. You absolutely can, if you design your story in such a way that doesn't require dialogue. Use exclusively visuals and music to tell a story instead of spoken or written word. Some games that I would argue handle this brilliantly include Little Nightmares, Little Nightmares 2, Journey, and Inside. You can absolutely make a game that tells a story that doesn't require dialogue, that doesn't require voice acting. What I'm arguing is that a video game consisting of a story that has dialogue is only improved by the presence of voice acting. That it gives characters more life, more depth, makes them more memorable. Something as simple as an accent can say so much about a character, have you reflect upon, think of that character so differently. Hearing a character laugh, hearing them cry, hearing them yell and scream, it all adds additional layers of intrigue and complexity to a character. But what if, as I'm sure some of you are wondering, what if a game has genuinely bad voice acting? Wouldn't that harm the experience? Wouldn't that in some way compromise the quality of a product? In some ways, yes, absolutely. But in other ways, bad voice acting can also be a positive. It can be appreciated in two ways. One, just the straight-up comedy factor. Bad voice acting can be absolutely hilarious and a joy to listen to. Resident Evil, anybody?
Stop it! Don't open that door!
And second, bad voice acting acts as a great metric, a great scale for comparing and appreciating genuinely good voice acting all the more. So whether it's a quality voice actor performance or not, voice acting in video games, it's only a plus. It's only beneficial. There will be a positive outcome and your game will benefit from it one way or another. Now, some of you who know me personally are probably saying to yourselves, Ryan, aren't you biased? Aren't you literally best friends with a bunch of voice actresses and voice actors? Yes, and? Yeah, I'm admittedly, openly biased. That doesn't take away from my arguments, though. Have I not provided evidence on the impact voice acting has in video games? Do you not have a video game that you love and adore, and one of the primary reasons for that is the voice acting? I don't think my position here is that outlandish. Dear video game developers, have voice actors in your video games. It will make your games better, and it gives me greater incentive to purchase them. That is the motive of this video. Also, hello there. If you're a video game developer and you're looking for voice actors to hire for your video game, consider my friends here. They're literally the best in the business. So hire them for your project today, or I'll hunt you down and destroy you. So anyways, that's been a video. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on voice acting in video games. If you liked the video in any way, shape, or form, please be sure to hit the like button. Helps me, helps you, helps everybody involved with the video. If you hit the like button, please share the video on social media, Twitter, Reddit, and Facebook to help it grow. And if you want to help out and support me directly, well, there's links to my Ko-fi and Patreon in the description down below. Anyways, that's been a video, and I'll see you all later. Oh yeah, buy and play Subverse if you want to hear some of the best voice acting in a video game ever.